Hey, I'm Shannon Boodram.
Hi, I'm Michael J. Warren.
And if you don't know, for the past 8 months we've been doing a podcast called The Sum Up. It's an hour of controversial and conversational net finds. Dope conversation. Obviously dope people. And
Definitely.
so over the past year we've discussed a whole whack of shit. But if you guys haven't been tuning in, fear not, because we have a truncated version of all the things you should have been paying attention to.
This is what you missed. Web Find of the Year is something that has been around for a few years, but it seems most people just got onto it this year, myself included, and that is Instagram. Everyone's Instagramming every one of their meals, every Christmas celebration. We've all seen it with a filter and a border, and it gets a little blah, blah, blah. But it still is impressive how big that company's gotten in the year.
My awesome web find comes from Barack Obama and Mitt Romney and the other ridiculous individuals involved in this year's campaign. Yes, the billions of dollars spent on choosing your leader was the most hilarious thing to happen to the internet since cats.
Binders full of women, oh yeah.
The Josh Romney memes, can we go over a couple of those right quick?
There's a joke about how I'm mourning, oh yeah.
Some people become a big deal because of something they do. Some people become a big deal because of something they're a part of. This person actually achieved both, and that's Frank Ocean. He is probably the most interesting R&B singer to come out in a long period of time, put out an amazing album that had a fair amount of hype, that lived up to that hype, and at the same time also came out of the closet and said that, hey, this is who I am, this is my sexuality, it has nothing to do with my music, it's just part of me. And for both those reasons, but not necessarily one more than the other, he was just deservedly so a big deal. And I think the fact that it isn't such a big deal now looking back speaks more to it than anything else. But you should still pick up that album if you haven't, because it's fucking awesome.
My person of the year this year has to be, I'm sorry to say, but a non-person. The Curiosity rover. If you guys don't know, then obviously you don't have computer internet access and or friends who are willing to tell you what's happening in the world, because this is a huge deal. This thing landed on Mars, essentially got all these cool pictures, it's getting all this data research. It's going to find out if we have friends in the universe.
My dad is my hero.
So it's a huge deal, not only for science, but for mankind alike. And in addition, because we are moving into the new age in 2013, and we've basically dodged death twice, because end of the world is supposed to happen twice, I have no reason to believe that computer takeover is not far off. So that being said, I want to start paying homage to computers because I want to survive when that does happen.
Recklessness of the year comes from our own backyard, from our mayor, Mr. Rob Ford. Maybe not our mayor for much longer, but no matter what it was, every week there was something to talk about this guy. Every week on the podcast I was like, I don't want to talk about Rob Ford again, but he did something even more ridiculous than the previous week where I had to talk about him. The fact that you could read a story and refer to the mayor's court case and you had to ask, which court case? Because there's like 3 or 4 going on right now. I don't know. That just speaks to the quality of the mayoralship in the city of Toronto in 2012.
Recklessness. The most ridiculous thing to happen this year was Chris Bosh. I don't know how you make the most significant moment of your life also the most embarrassing, but this guy managed to do it. They won the big championship this year, and this is the time that LeBron finally got his ring. After 7 seasons in the league, the guy finally has a champion title to put behind it. He was also the MVP, and not to be outdone, Chris Bosh takes a bottle of champagne and essentially gives himself a cum shower with it. And I know that sounds like I'm being inflammatory, but the best part about this is that you'll see the still and be like, oh, come on, guys, you probably chose the most ridiculous still. It's almost a minute of this exact face.
Lesson of the year, I think, has to be that every once in a while, old school student protests still can actually achieve things. We saw this happen in Montreal, which there was a protest which initially started over, I guess, tuition hikes that lasted like about 100 days. A whole amount of the city got behind it too. Families were protesting. The government called some emergency actions, which eventually led to an emergency election. It brought the government down. New government comes in. Tuition hikes dropped immediately. That's like the textbook protest that we haven't really seen happen since, like, I don't know, Vietnam protests and things like that. Occasionally, that shit still works, and that's impressive. And I think it's too easy to disregard that, and we should pay attention. My
lesson of the year this year is that you are not too poor to buy glasses. If you are off your parents' drug plan like me and you thought glasses cost $500 a pair, guess what? They don't. There's a company out there called Luxottica that has a lion's share of the glasses market. They drive the prices way the hell on up. So a $13 pair of glasses gets a Prada sign slapped on the side. Prada had nothing to do with these glasses. They just said, yeah, go ahead, play kids. Here's, a little bit of money we get on the side. And this company is taking over the world and making it impossible for poor people to get vision or have trendy glasses. I went around them by discovering a site called clearlycontacts.ca. This sounds like a commercial, but it's actually a PSA for everybody out there. You can afford cool new glasses. Personal lesson of the year, I just want to quickly add this on. Don't fall asleep at the back of public buses. And don't fall asleep with your face in the aisle after the guy behind you was caught masturbating. He could throw something on your face. I'm not saying this happened to me, I'm just saying that's something that maybe you should be aware of.
So if you don't want to miss out on all that stuff next year, you need to be tuned in every week to thesumup.com. Check our podcast, subscribe on iTunes, all that good stuff. It's good talk.
We're going to have more videos from now on as well, too.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Just got to bring the camera.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. If you have nothing else to look forward to next year because you're not going to have a job, you're not going back to school, you're unemployed, your boyfriend dumped you, your mom didn't get your Christmas gift because she said she hates you, look forward to the podcast. There's always a bright side.
Is that your impression of our
Let
listeners?
me be your bright side.
Really? Is that really? That's...
I'm just saying. It takes,
Sorry, guys.
It's just, tune in.
Yes.
Plug in. Plug out. Off.